Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to First Hour Math, and we will be dividing decimals today. Your packet first page should look something like that. Okay. Second page should look something like that. Go ahead and cross it out now. And your homework page, the first one, should look something like that, where it should say dividing decimals at the top. So, there will be some on this front page that we will be doing together, and some that I will have you do also for your homework. So, I will explain that here in just a second. On the front page here, we have a part 1 and a part 2. For part 1, you simply just need to use your calculator to solve these out. So, I have written here what you need to do as helpful hints for you to solve those problems. So for questions number 1 and number 4, you need to multiply those numbers together to get your answer. Number 2, you need to divide 1,514 by that 100 to get your answer. For number 3, you need to divide 477.71 and divide that by 47.771. And finally, for number 5, you need to divide 195,614 by 19.5614. All right. Your answers, some will be whole numbers and some will be decimal numbers. Okay. That's all you need to do for part 1. And here's for part 2. For part 2, I will do number 1 together with you. Numbers 2 and 3, you may use a calculator to solve numbers 2 and 3 of part 2. So, for part 2, I will be doing numbers 1, 4, and 5 together with you right here. All right, so let's look at number 1 off of part 2 right here. For number 1 on part 2, we have 30 divided by 3.2. This is difficult to do it this way, so I rewrote it in long division. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, we're looking at a decimal number. We know 3.2 cannot go into 3, so let's see how many times 3.2 can go into 30. Okay, it can't go in there 10 times because that would be 32. So let's look at 9 times 3.2, and that gives us, so 9, and that gives us 28.8. Okay? So, we know this will become a 2. That's a 0. Carry this over. This will be a 9, because we need to make that a 10. So, 10 minus 8 is 2. Put our point there. 9 minus 8 is 1. All right. So, we make our little decimal up here at the top, okay? Because that's the biggest whole number we have is 9. So, let's think here. If we did, let's see here. So now we're going to multiply by 0.3. So, put a 3 here. 0.3 times 3.2 gives us 0.96. Okay? That's as close as we can get to 1.2. So when we subtract that, we get 0.24. All right, so let's drop our other 0 down. Okay, so let's see what the next closest numbers we can get to this. Okay, so if we multiply 0.07 by 3.2, we get 0.224. Okay, that's as close as we can get to 0.24. Okay, when we subtract those out, we get 0.016. All right, so let's drop down another 0. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this solved right here at this last one. If we take this, the 5, if we multiply 0.005 by 3.2, we get 0.0160, gives us 0. So our answer to number 1 is 9.375. All right, now for questions numbers 2 and 3 of part 2, go ahead and type that into your calculator and put that there, all right? If you write it out longhand like this, I'll give you extra credit, but we will not be doing those together, all right? We are now going to move on to questions 4 and 5. All right, so let's look at question number 4. Bananas cost 18 cents each. All right, so how many can Mo buy for $2? Okay, so we are going to divide it out in decimal format. So $2 in decimal format will look like this. Divide that by 0.18, which is how we would write 18 cents in a decimal format. So if we do the math correctly, okay, let's see here. We're trying to figure out how many times 18 cents will go into $2. Okay, and if we type it out into our handy dandy calculator, we will get 11.111111 repeated. However, we cannot buy 11.1111111111. So, how many bananas can he buy? 11 whole bananas. So now, we're on to the last one we will do together, which is question number 5. Walnuts cost $2.10 per pound. So, walnuts cost $2.10 per pound. How many pounds of walnuts can Rita buy for $6.30? Just like the last problem, let's divide these out. So we will take 630 divided by 210, and we type this into the handy dandy calculator, we get 3.00. Okay? Which means it's not 3.00, it is 3 pounds. So you can purchase 3 pounds at $2.10 for $6.30. So your answer, number 5, 3 pounds. Just to reiterate, in part 1 of dividing decimals, you can do questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in part 1 on a calculator. And I showed you up on the whiteboard what you need to do for each one. In part 2, I did questions 1, 4, and 5 together with you up here on the whiteboard that's behind me. For questions 2 and 3, you can either do long division like I did in number 1, or simply type this out into your calculator and find your answer. Okay? Now, the next page, if I can get it open, there we go. Next page, go ahead and put an X through that one. We will not do that one. And the rest of your homework, starts on this page with dividing decimals. It looks like that. Next page looks like this. And last page looks like this. You're doing 6 questions with that. Again, not that many questions. You should be able to get this done fast. No problem. And as always, class, if you have any questions for me or need anything, please give me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.